Welcome back to Qualitative Research here at HBU. This module, we're going to talk about a qualitative inquiry and the 5 types of qualitative research. There are 5 approaches to qualitative research, and this week we'll talk about all 5 of those. The Cresswell book will go into quite a bit more detail, so make sure that you follow up and read the chapter where you'll find the information. But those 5 approaches to qualitative research include narrative research, which explores the life of an individual or tells stories of an individual experience. Phenomenological research is an understanding of the essence of a particular experience or describing the essence of a lived phenomenon by a group of folks. Grounded theory research develops a theory grounded in data from the field or by the views of participants. That may be the most creative of them all. Ethnographic research describes and interprets a cult-sharing group or a shared pattern of a culture or a group. Also, case study research develops an in-depth description and analysis of a particular case or a group of cases that share similar characteristics. In narrative research, the researcher is going to collect stories from individuals or groups about a lived or told experience. You'll shed light on those individuals and how they see themselves. Those stories that you collect will occur within specific places or situations and are gathered in various ways and analyzed using various strategies. You'll also often have a chronology when you're talking about a narrative research project, and it's always going to contain a point of view from those participants. In phenomenological research, the emphasis is on a particular phenomenon that you're going to explore, whether it's in the terms of a single concept or an idea. You explore that phenomenon with a group of individuals, and usually it's a heterogeneous group. You're going to include a philosophical discussion within your research, and your data collection includes individual interviews along with focus groups to get down to the nitty-gritty about your data. You need to have a very systematic data analysis process. And in the end, in Chapter 5, you're going to end the research with a descriptive passage that discusses those experiences that you have researched. Grounded theory research focuses on a process or an action that has a distinct step or phase over time. In the end, the researcher, which would be you, develops a theory of the process or the action that you've been studying. You're going to use a process of writing memos to yourself or memoing. It helps to develop that theory that you're studying. And the collection and analyzation of your data occur at the same time. So you're going to do research and analysis on the run. In ethnographic research, it focuses on an entire culture-sharing group, usually developing a complex and complete description of that group. You're going to interpret those shared or learned patterns of values or behaviors. And the researcher is looking for patterns throughout those activities. It involves very extensive field work, collecting data primarily through interviews, observations, symbols, artifacts, and other sources. You're going to have to be able to synthesize that data through a very scientific perspective with ethnographic research. And you're going to develop an understanding of how that culture-sharing group works or functions. In case study research, the researcher will identify a specific case to describe or analyze, usually within certain parameters. You're going to present an in-depth understanding of that case being studied. Your collection of data will come in very different forms according to what kind of case you're looking at. And the analysis of that data comes in many forms, from specific cases to the themes or the concepts interwoven through those cases. And you'll often end up with drawing conclusions on the overall meaning of a case. Now, there are a couple of important things to remember about qualitative research. You should have a grand understanding of what you want to study. Developing those research questions to be answered in the study tends to be a little tedious at times, but working with your dissertation chair, you can focus your research down to just 2 or 3 questions for your study. When you start to think about your topic, remember one thing, that your topic is really an elephant, and your dissertation is just one bite of the elephant that you're going to chew up and spit back out to those readers, showing that you understand your topic. From your research questions, you've got to decide what methodology fits best with those questions and your topics. And then you need to think about how you're going to gather data and develop a very detailed plan for your study.